So for those of you that don't know, today was the day of the Tokyo Game Show, which basically means, oh boy have we got a lot of content to go through in regards to Duel Links and its brand new world coming later this month. We've got characters, we've got cards, we've got prismatics, we've got just so much stuff to go through, and I'm actually really excited to go through it all. But just before we do that, just a reminder, if you enjoyed today's video and want to see more content from me in the future, especially if you're a returning viewer, as apparently 50% of the people watching this aren't even subscribed to the channel, yet nearly all of you are probably returning viewers. So if you do enjoy this kind of content and want to see more stuff from me in the future, remember to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's get into the content. So the first thing we're going to be going through is of course the brand new World Launch Celebration campaign, which is giving us way more than the previous. So we're getting, this time, 10 packs of Link Revolution with a guaranteed ultra rare. I'm pretty sure with the previous worlds, we didn't get this. This is actually just a really nice addition. We're just getting free 10 packs and a guaranteed ultra rare from the brand new box they release, which is awesome. On top of that, we're getting 1,000 gems, same as usual, getting a skill ticket, a character ticket, a game mat, and some card sleeves, which I'm going to be honest, not a huge fan of, but then again, I don't really like the VRAINS art style that much anyway, but these seem pretty They've still got the Duel Links logo on there, so it's not exactly the greatest. Obviously, still getting the Ultra Rare and SR Dream tickets, which we get every year. Brilliant. Some other tickets that no one really cares about. And we're also getting a Prismatic Code Talker, Cyverse Wizard, and Backup Secretary, which is something we haven't gotten before. Just 3 new random Prismatics, which isn't what they normally do, but hey, I'm not complaining. Now, these are not the only cards we're going to be getting, and as confirmed now, we actually have 3 sample deck lists to go through. We've got Talkers, we've got Salamangrate, and we've got some brand new Goki support, all of which are actually looking quite decent considering it's a New World deck, and in the past, New World decks have normally been pretty lackluster. These are looking quite strong. So first of all, we have your Code Talker deck list, which is actually looking pretty solid in the main deck since you have plenty of cards that make it super easy to get out Link monsters, and of course the most important card probably in here, we have Cynet Mining, which is a card that allows you to send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to add 1 level 4 or lower Cyverse monster from your deck to your hand, which is obviously insane in this deck list, so you can search for just about everything, but it's also insane in other deck lists, such as your Salamangrate deck list, which is all Cyverse monsters as well. So already off to a good start. And on top of that, there's plenty of good monsters in here for being able to get out Link monsters, such as your Backup Secretary, which is a special summonable monster. You have your Draconet, which can special summon out normal monsters. You have cards like your Link Infrared Flyer, which is a card that can special summon itself when you have Link monsters on the field. There's just plenty of good cards in here that make getting out Link monsters super damn easy. But you might notice that the extra deck isn't looking all that strong, considering it's missing basically a big boss monster to go into. Well, that's because we're getting that as a skill, guaranteed. We're getting Firewall Dragon from Storm Access. Add 1 Decode Talker and 1 Firewall Dragon to your extra deck at the beginning of the duel. When your life points are 1000 or below, add 1 random Code Talker monster to your extra deck from outside of your deck. Now, Firewall Dragon is a really good boss monster for this deck list. One spell face up on the field, quick effect, you can target monsters on the field and or graveyard up to the number of monsters co-linked to this card and return them to hand. So already a really good turn 1 play and a really good going second play as well for the deck list. If a monster this card points to destroy a battle or sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Cyverse monster from your hand. You can use each effect to Firewall Dragon once per turn. So obviously a pretty solid card for the deck list. Now there's also a shit ton of other Link monsters that were revealed for this list, such as your Decode Talker, which has a nice little negate for targeting effects. You have cards like your Pentastag, which if cards this card points to, piercing damage, which is nuts in a 4000 life point game. Got some generic stuff that's like this card that takes 2 Link monsters. Cards like your Code Talker, which is a card that cannot be destroyed battle or card effects when it points to something. Cards like your Link Disciple, which is a nice mulliganing effect. Cards like Power Code Talker, which is a card that gives your monsters pretty absurd attack. Same with your Encode Talker. Plenty of solid cards in this deck list. Nothing that seems too broken just yet, although I'm pretty sus on the Pentastag in a 4000 life point game, but we'll see. Plenty of cool stuff here, and this deck list overall seems pretty solid, especially with the Cynet Mining. Then we have your Salamangrate deck list, which honestly seems super stacked, and is probably the most stacked out of any of the deck lists in here, outside of the fact that it doesn't actually have any of its trap cards shown yet, which is generally where most of the disruption comes from this deck list. So without the trap cards, I'm not sure how good this deck list will be, but already there's plenty of good combos that are forming just from the cards we can see here. For example, if you have any of your Salamangreat monsters, you can link summon them straight into your link 1. This then, because you send a card to the graveyard for your link summon, we'll be able to special summon your Salamangreat Gazelle straight from hand, which can then send a Jackal to the graveyard. Then because you have a link monster in the board and a Salamangreat in the graveyard already, you can special summon the Jaguar back to the field and shuffle one of the cards back into the deck. And already you'll have a link 1, you'll have a Salamangreat Gazelle on the field, and you'll have a Jackal on the field, meaning you have 3 different cards to go into either a link 2 or go into your link 3 plays. So already a shit ton of stuff this deck list can do. This deck list also comes with a brand new skill as well, but I'm not too fussed about the skill for this one. It's one of those skills where like, oh, turn 5 and onward. So I don't think we've got a single skill in Duel Links with this requirement on it that's even ever seen play. It's just an awful skill. The actual effect of the skill is really powerful, as I'm sure it is since it's a turn 5 and onward skill, you'd expect so, but basically can be used from turn 5 and onward when your life points are 2,300 or below. Bit of a weird number, but anyway. Pay life points until you reach 100 life points. Then for every 1,000 life points paid after, add a card from your top of your deck to your hand. So obviously, an insane skill that allows you to draw 1 trillion cards, but it's turn 5 and onward, so no one's going to use it. But the actual deck list itself, as I said, looks pretty damn good. It's not really missing a whole lot. You've got plenty of searching cards with your Salamangreat circles. You've got its field spell. There's plenty of good cards in here, but yeah, I'm not really it's just missing the trap cards. Other than that, the deck list looks really, really damn good. Then we have the brand new Goki deck list, which I'm going to be honest, I am the least excited for this one, considering there isn't anything new inside of the main deck. It's all mostly just the new Link monsters, and the new Link monsters, they don't seem to add too much more to the deck. They'll make it more powerful than it already is. I feel like the Goki deck list is already a pretty strong deck. I'm not really sure what the Link monsters particularly add to it, but they're all pretty cool cards, so let's go through them anyway. So we first of all have Goki Jet Ogre. This takes 2 Goki monsters. Once per turn, you can target 1 Goki card you control, destroy it. If you do, change all monsters on the field to face-up attack position. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can make all Goki monsters you currently control gain 500 attack until the end of the turn. So basically, you summon this thing out, destroy a Goki monster, which by the way will activate their effects, and this will put all your opponent's monsters in attack position. Then, using another monster in this card, you can link summon into your big Goki monster, Goki the Great Ogre. And keep in mind, all your opponent's monsters are now in attack position. So all monsters in the field lose attack equal to their original defense. So obviously, all your opponent's monsters are in attack position, they now will have really low attack thanks to this card, and this card gained another 500 attack from your Jet Ogre. So this card is a big beater that can now beat over basically anything your opponent has. If this card be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy one of your monsters this card points to instead. So a pretty cool little card. Like I said though, I'm not really sure what this is going to be adding to the Goki deck list already, but it's a cool card and can lead maybe some nice little finishes for the deck list. Then we have Goki Thunder Ogre. This takes 2 Goki monsters and is another link 3. If monster's card points to destroy battle or card effect, you can make this card gain 400 attack. The turn player applies the following effect while this card is on the field. During their main phase, they can normal summon 1 monster from their hand to their zone this card points to, in addition to their normal summon or set. So a pretty good card, especially for doing link summoning, considering you can summon out extra monsters. But again, not particularly sure what this is like adding to the deck list, but Goki's a pretty good value deck list anyway, so I'm sure being able to have extra normal summons is going to be pretty useful for it. This deck list also comes with a brand new skill as well. So this deck list skill is going to be Fighting Spirit Avenger. Select 1 Goki or Dino-Wrestler monster in your graveyard that will destroy battle, send 1 Goki or Dino-Wrestler monster with the same level as the selected monster from your hand to the graveyard, play the selected monster on your field in defense position. This skill can only be used if your main deck contains 10 or more Goki and or Dino-Wrestler cards. So to me, this skill doesn't seem all that great, considering it only works on cards that are destroyed by battle, and most decks in Duel Links have some kind of removal beyond just battle destruction now, so most decks, especially if you know what your opponent's using, if you know your opponent has a skill like this, they're just not going to destroy things by battle, or they're going to destroy the Link monsters by battle and send your other monsters to the graveyard via different card effects. Either way, I don't like to look at this skill too much. It doesn't even synergize that well with the actual Link monsters, since obviously Link monsters don't have levels, so I don't know, I don't like the skill too much, but either way, the actual deck list, it does seem like it will be a bit of fun, but I'm least excited for this one overall. Let me know in the comments which one of the 3 deck lists you think is the strongest, and which ones you guys are most excited for. I'm definitely most excited for the Salamangreat deck list, and I'm really excited to play this stuff. The event also revealed 2 more things. First of all, the brand new box, Link Revolution, and second of all, the brand new structure deck, Cyberse Code. So Link Revolution is going to contain Decode Talker, your Salamangreat Heat Leo, your Cynet Mining, which by the way, I'll be very surprised if it's not an ultra rare, this card is bonkers. And then we have Pot of Duality, which doesn't fit with this box theme at all, so I'm not really sure why it's in here, since it literally stops you special summoning, but anyway. This card allows you to activate the top 3 cards of your deck, then add one of them to your hand. Also, after that, shuffle the rest back into your deck. You can activate 1 Pot of Duality per turn, and you cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. Now this card I expect to see quite a lot of play, and basically be in any deck list that doesn't do special summoning, which there are quite a few in Duel Links' history that have used things like this, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see quite a bit of this card, as even in Master Duel you see this card a shit ton. It's a really solid card, especially in a 20 card deck list format. You're going to be drawing basically whatever cards you like from this, so expect to see quite a bit of this in any deck list that doesn't do special summoning. And finally we have your structure deck, which contains your Encode Talker and your Link Slayer. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can discard up to 2 cards and target that many spell and trap cards on the field and destroy them. So obviously a very good card for Link summoning, considering it can just special summon itself, and on top of that, it has some nice back row removal with it. Although in a 4 card starting hand, I'm not really sure about being able to discard 2 of them to be able to remove back row is all that relevant, but we'll see. Encode Talker. Once per turn before damage calculation, if your monster this card points to battles an opponent's monster with higher attack than it, you can make that monster unable to destroy a battle. Also, you take no battle damage from that battle. After that damage calculation, have this card or one monster it points to gain attack equal to the attack of the battled opponent's monster until the end of the turn. So basically a good way to make one of your monsters have equal attack to any of your big boy monsters your opponent has. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the new content that's been shown during the event. Let me know in the comments down below what exactly you're most excited for from the new world. I'll leave a link to this page by the way in the description down below for any of the cards if you want to read over them by yourself, as I know I skipped over a lot of the stuff, especially some of the Salamangreat stuff. But there's plenty of stuff in here to read through, so I'll leave a link in the description down to this website if you guys want to go through it yourself. Remember, if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more content just like this, to leave a like on this video and consider subscribing to the channel. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, hope to see you in the next one, laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.